Hey guys, it's Mike from Prep Life Now channel as well as the Helpful Dad channel on YouTube, and today we're continuing our series on Doomsday Prepper or just emergency preparation videos. And today I want to talk to you about the subject of prepping kind of alone in isolation and preparing to kind of fend for yourself in the event of a disaster where it's just you and your family, or maybe just you by yourself and your guns and your gold and your food, or whether you believe in the idea of building a team and even possibly being part of a community to try to handle a disaster. I think it's an individual decision. Certainly there's no right or wrong answer, and it's not for me to tell you what you should do, but I can only tell you what my opinions are. And I'm of the belief, and I know at least for my family situation, we're suburban preppers. We don't live in a remote location. We're here in the Florida area, and we are trying to prepare for all types of disasters, whether they are common disasters like hurricanes or power outages, or whether there's something really major in the event of an EMP or some sort of an SHTF situation. We hope none of those things happen, but we certainly believe in the value of preparing. We also believe that it's important to be part of building a prepper team and being part of helping your community. Whether you believe in that it's just the right thing to do from a biblical sense or a moral sense, or whether you believe from a practical sense that's important, I kind of buy into all of those things. I think it's important to help others in the event of a disaster, and I think it's also something that you need to do. I don't think that very many people are going to be able to survive for a long period of time, and this is the majority of people. Certainly does not saying that's one or two individual folks who have a lot of skills on their own might not be able to survive on their own for indefinitely, but I think the majority of folks, especially those in a suburban prepper situation like myself, are going to need help from others. I don't have a wide variety of skills. I can't do everything. I need to have an EMT or a medical person on my team. I want to have, those people who know more about guns than I do. I want to have those people who know more about hunting than I do, or carpentry, or all sorts of things. And although I may be able to build up a lot of supplies to provide for my family, for an extended period of time, I still think there's value in not only helping others and sharing a portion of your supplies and encouraging them to prep for themselves, but also just building that team and doing things with your team and preparing to handle a disaster as a team, I think is important. I think that's kind of the basic building block where you kind of prep. The foundation is to prep for your family, and then outside of that, the second level would be to have a little prepper team, whether you think it's appropriate to have one or two families, or let's say 5 people, or whether you go up to 15 or 20 people, depending on how many people you think you need. I think it kind of depends on the disaster too. In the event of a long-term emergency situation, the practical thing, you kind of think initially, well, I need to prepare for myself. I don't have enough supplies to go around. Everything's going to be scarce. It's kind of me versus the world, so to speak. But I think over time that you're going to need a number of folks around you, and I think a community of 10 to 20 folks is something that's really going to be required if there's a long-term disaster situation. Again, that's just my opinion, but I think that allows people to kind of watch over the fort, so to speak, as well as those can go out foraging and scavenging, and also just for general protection as well too. You're going to need more than just a few people to protect yourselves from being overrun, no matter how many guns you have. And I just think that's just my opinion. And I think besides the different skill sets that they can bring to the table as well too. So again, I believe that there's value in prepping, at least as a team, so to speak, and then beyond that, helping your community, especially if it's a short-term disaster situation, hurricane, long-term power outage, earthquake, things of that nature. I think it's the right thing to do to help others as much as you can and try to help them become self-sufficient versus just isolating yourself from everybody. Because if it's a temporary disaster situation and you really isolate yourself, maybe at some point in the future you may need help, and you're going to be looking to others for help. If it's a long-term disaster, again, I think as much as you can help the community, again, depending on the disaster, I would think that would be important. So that's our view, and that's my view at least here at Prep Life Now. I'd love to know what your opinion is. Is there something I'm not considering? Please start the dialogue in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.